Telegram and we'll go ahead. Yes, good evening, namaskar, and welcome to this session. As I've shared, the topic we have today is that gifted and creative children. Who are gifted children? Who are creative? What is the relationship or the difference between those two? What are the most commonly asked questions about these children? And on the other hand, this particular topic being as part of CDP, Child Development Pedagogy of CTET syllabus, your main unit 2, inclusive education. On the first day, we have seen the concept of inclusive education. That's differently abled learners or children from divergent or diverse backgrounds. And yesterday we have seen the LDs, learning difficulties or the learning disabilities, dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, dysphasia, dyspraxia. These are the common topics on which questions are asked. And today we'll be seeing this gifted and creative. As usual, let me share these things, the link on the Telegram group, so that your friends and other people also come together. We go ahead. All right. Yes. Okay. All right. Let me check it. What's happening on YouTube? Some of you might have joined live by now. Okay. All right. Chalo, let me check. Just a minute. Yes. So I got the link from the editor, which I'll just share in our Telegram group as well, and then we will go together. Meanwhile, should you have any questions, those who have already joined, please do type in. And I love to, as usual, to take your questions and move forward rather than just something what I want to say and go ahead, right? Yes. Okay. Yes, let me see who all the live learners of the today. Early birds of the day, type in chat. Okay. Someone among you. Okay. And did like, who is that early bird? Just type in your name or some greeting, good evening, something like that, so that we do get that and we will go ahead. All right. All right. Yes, we got this live. Started on my mobile. Yes, it's there. Let's go ahead. All right. Hello. All right. Gifted and creative. Hope you have come across some children in your class. Before the teacher begins the topic, he tells what is there in the end, maybe a question and answer, or something which is not there in the textbook, something not directly, immediately related to your class. How do you consider them sometimes? The teacher is sensitive to this kind of children who are gifted and creative. we consider that yes, this child has got extraordinary knowledge or high intellectual capacity or high an IQ, and he is drawing our attention for additional things, or interested in further beyond textbook, beyond limited question and answer examination marks point of view. All right. So such children ought to be addressed under this category known as gifted or creative. But at least in the very beginning, let me give you one fundamental difference between gifted and creative. Gifted normally are high in academic achievement also. Therefore, most of the times gifted are identified by teachers and given the good recognition, encouragement, and so on and so forth. On the other hand, creative are not always, but most of the context, not so high achievers when you compare to the gifted. But their thoughts are different. Something different from your traditional, new ways of thinking, divergent ways of thinking, different ways of thinking, coming with new ideas, new products, new ways of doing the things. This is the fundamental difference between gifted and creative. Otherwise, in technical psychological terms, to say that gifted are high on convergent thinking, problem solving, known methods, regularly followed solutions. Quick, fast, genius, sharp, efficient, these all terminology applies to your gifted. On the other hand, creative are average or above average on intelligence, but innovative, divergent thinking. Here convergent thinking, here divergent thinking. The fundamental difference to say between gifted and creative comes with novel thoughts, new thoughts, innovations, and so on and so forth, right? I have a concern because there was no response from the live learners. Somebody, whoever you on live, just to type in. All right, type in some message to confirm that things are going good. You are there with us. All right, let me recheck once again. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead. It seems fine. My end. At my end, things are fine. Both audio, video is clear. And so therefore, there is no issue. We can go ahead, hopefully. Okay, let's go ahead. Yes, it's fine. Let's go ahead. All right, let me share the document which I have prepared on gifted and creative children, with the help of which we'll continue our discussion. All right. So ultimately, this view only is a better, but only thing concern is that full screen reading. Few options. Show one page. Yes, this is good. All right. Gifted children, and this view is relatively good. Okay. Let me check how it looks for you. From my end, this appears to be rather good. Yes. Okay. Just wait, let me check. Is that okay? Any issue with the things? No, that's fine. So I'm live, but oh, sorry. I have to share the screen, right? So that's how it's not visible. I was wondering what's happening. I must share the screen so that you'll be able to see. Yes. All right. Okay. That was something wondering me. What happened? Full screen reading. Yes. All right. Chalo, let's go ahead from here. So as announced, today's topic, we have the gifted and the creative children. Who are the gifted? The fundamental question. In our preliminary discussion, we have seen that gifted are those who have high on IQ and smart, high achieving, problem solvers, and so on and so forth. Right? On the other hand, creative are innovators, divergent thinking, new ways of doing things. That's the basic difference between gifted and creative. As we go through these topics, we'll come to know more. Let's start. So in 1968, Francis Galton used the word gifted for the first time. So as you know, who has conducted extensive experiments on individual difference? Sir Francis Galton, hereditary genius. Okay, so he is the one who has coined this particular term, right? An inquiry into human mind and its faculties, right? So that's Sir Francis Galton. So then what is the concept of gifted? As I told, that's many books, if you go through, they say one book says gifted are those children who have 130 or above IQ. In another book or by another author, sorry, says gifted are those who have 140 and above IQ, no doubt. But the modern definition talks not just IQ itself, not just high achievement in the academics, not just high performance in particular field of job or profession or area, problem solving and adjusting adaptability. Rather, the modern definition says are those having high IQ and have extraordinary performance in any of worthwhile human endeavor. So concept based, when the questions are asked, particularly this kind of examinations of CTET and other, is which of the following is a characteristic of gifted children? Option 1, high IQ. Option 2, high academic achievement. Option 3, high in any worthwhile human endeavor. Option 4, all the above. So what it is? All the above, right? And then how to identify them? How to identify gifted children? Students should be selected on the basis of parents' observation, teachers' nomination on the basis of marks obtained, and are exceptional interest or performance in any area such as aptitude, IQ test based, etc. So now look at here, three important criteria to be considered. Nominated or observation of the parents. But here there is one precaution. Teachers should keep that. For every parent, their child is amazing and gifted, right? But what? Based on developmental milestones. As we have seen in case of impaired or differently abled or challenged, there will be a significant delay in developmental milestones. In these children who are gifted and creative, they tend to have a advanced developmental milestones. Wherein their same age group children are still saying Baba, Dada, Mama, they tend to say 2 to 3 letters or sometimes 2 to 3 words. Letters together, one word, or joining 2 to 3 simple words and saying phrases or sentences. They're faster to walk, they're faster to talk, they're faster to learn early to start their school, early to complete their curriculum, where other children takes one whole academic year for first class, second class, LKG, UKG, whatever the curriculum, and these children in 3 months, 6 months finished. Teacher, that's all. Oh, full year we will be studying only this. Oh, then that's an indication that he's a fast learner, probably gifted. So that may be identified as early as possible by parents based on the developmental milestones, or the teachers based on the achievement, academic achievement, or achievement in other areas also. It's not just only a high academic achievement. That's an important point you need to note. That is a misconception where the examiner tend to ask and test your comprehension and understanding in this area. All right. And then along with that, which of the following are useful to identify gifted children? Listen carefully. Analytical or comprehension based question. What is that? Which of the following are useful to identify the gifted children? Option 1, achievement test. Option 2, aptitude test. Option 3, one only. Option 4, 1 and 2. Only achievement based you can't go. Achievement and IQ, or achievement in performance in any other area. So that's the modern concept, which is a bit different to the traditional concept of only high IQ or only high achievement. All right. Yes. Now further, let's move. What are the characteristics of the gifted children? Okay. So we got here. Sorry. Just okay. We got here the creative children characteristics. So I'll get back to this again. Of course, in one sense of their ability, achievement, creative, all creative are gifted, but all gifted need not necessarily be creative again. That's another fundamental difference between gifted and creative. All right. Okay. Now, what are the educational facilities? Once you identify them, how are we supposed to or going to meet their educational needs? The best to start to meet their education needs is the early entry, early to permit them to enter the school. Otherwise, normally we know 2+ years or 3+ years, children will be starting their preschool. 5+ years, they will be entering their first class. And only 15+ years, they are writing their SSC or 10th class board examinations. But these gifted children doesn't require that 15 years to complete your SSC syllabus. So therefore, early entry is one thing, that is to get benefit from educational programs, going to school at an early age, or skipping classes. Another important thing, what they can do is they can skip the classes. Instead of one class every year, rather they can study 2 to 3 classes, skip in between 3rd class and directly 5th class, or a double promotion. Okay. So creating special courses along with regular courses in view of their interest, additional computer projects or art and craft, games, sports, cultural activities, all co-curricular areas. This is one way how we can. And a second option, what can be used is a segregation or a separation. These days, of course, under inclusive, we don't. Which of the following is the least suggestible for educating gifted? Option 1, early entry. Option 2, segregation. Option 3, enrichment. Option 4, all the above. Because all the above is there, and we also find all these in the books, you should not say. Least suggestible, preferable, segregation. Okay. Segregation or separation, or is also known as pull out. What it is? Providing special educational facilities and programs to the talented and gifted. They include special schools or special coaching centers, special classes within normal school, part-time special experiences, multidisciplinary educational plans, sending them to talent search conducted by NCERT, Olympiads, etc., and training in co-curricular activities such as music, dance, research, and observation. All these are not along with the other children, exclusively for gifted, talented. This is the segregation or separation. But what is happening this is their professional academic skills are developing, but the social adjustment, social skills are hampering. Okay, that's the reason this is the least preferable these days as per the model. Then what is the alternative? Yes, acceleration or enrichment. Another word used for synonymous to acceleration is enrichment. What you can do, still keep them along with others, but provide some additional inputs, give them additional opportunities, give some challenging questions, tasks, projects, activities, and whatsoever is suitable in a given context. That is what acceleration. By providing special schools for talented children, the normal children lose opportunity to get motivated from them. Therefore, for the talented children, additional learning experience should be provided in the classroom. For example, field trips. Everybody will have field trip. What is there? You give the in charge of organizing a field trip or taking an active part in conducting field trip. Computer projects. Then partnering with school magazine. They can organize, they can collect, they can prepare, they can write, and all that. In addition to the normal children, what the responsibilities other children will be performing, right? Then you have multidisciplinary special curriculum. Because they have a lot of innovative abilities, what you can do is, yes, talented children take less time to learn new things. They need to get integrated into additional reading, writing programs. So writing poetry, writing stories, writing novels. Now these days, taking short films, documentaries, case studies, interviewing the people. So many activities can be taught by the teachers to meet their intellectual abilities. All right. Similarly, the ICT-enabled self-learning should provide an opportunity for their development. All right. With this, let's move on to the second half of today's topic. That's the creativity. The word creativity is derived from Latin word creatus, which means to produce new or imagination. Don't worry to by heart or remember. Just contextual I'm mentioning because sometimes the state TETs are popular to ask this kind of questions, but CBSE based CTET mostly on your understanding and comprehension, not just knowledge based or by heart kind of questions. Okay, persons who always welcome change, show interest at unique new things. Unique or new things. This is the brand mark of your creativity. Showing new relation between different things are called as having creativity in them. Any old thing expressed in new way is called creativity. Creativity always is not creation or invention. It could be you combine 2 or 3 old things, but come out with a new or novel product or a thought or an idea. All right. Invention of new things or arranging old things in new order is creativity. Creativity was explained in Art of Thought written by Graham Wallace. Wallace is a popular name as far as creativity is concerned because he has prepared Wallace creativity assessment test and he has given the steps of your creative process, which we are going to see in this particular session short while later, right? Okay. But the word creativity regarding to psychology was first used in 1950 by Guilford. Okay, J.P. Guilford, structure of intelligence theory, proposed person, he has used. All right. Okay. According to Guilford, creativity has 5 characteristics. Now you could see and we can understand better creativity. Before we move that, what kind of question may be asked? Which of the following is a characteristic feature of creative? Option 1, they always solve new problems. They always come out with new products. They always come with new thought, or they are with innovativeness or divergent thinking. Suppose if 4th is that option, all the 3 also correct undoubtedly, but still this is generic covering all this. The innovativeness or the novelty can result in any of these things, a thought, a product, a process, and anything. All right. So therefore, divergent thinking innovativeness, new paths, new ways of doing things, coming out with the solutions. That's the brand mark of creative children, what you need to remember. All right. According to Guilford, creativity has 5 characteristics. Generosity, that is generating a large number of ideas, feelings, thoughts. Then simplicity, generating a wide variety of feelings and methods, which are easy to implement. All right. Then naturalism, giving unusual and unique response. Then redefinition, redefining personalities in relationships, looking for differentiation in existing issues. Sensitivity towards problems, responding early to problems. Don't worry how many are there, what are they to remember. That's not the content, but my intention of giving this is sometimes which of the following is there, not there, or any descriptive alternative options are given for you to able to identify the right answer. They'll be useful. Otherwise, don't worry, but I'll give you 3 important characteristics so that any question on creative, you'll be able to answer it. Okay. According to me, after going through several books and sources of information, creativity must have these 3 characteristics. The first one is the novelty, newness. Definitely agreed. That's what the innovation or the divergent thinking when we talk about. Second, it should have simplicity or the flexibility, easy to implement. Third, and the most important, to qualify or not, in spite of it is new, it is easy to implement, is it going to be a creative or not, is must be productive, useful. If a thought is new, simple to implement, yet powerful or effective or useful, yes, that is a creative. Now, for example, very popular known your creative hairstyles, I'll give you the example, right? Normally, we have this hairstyle for gents, the back side or the sidewards, right? For ladies also fixed. Why it should be fixed backside normally? So I'll propose a new method of hairstyle, that's the front side. Gents also it looks ugly. For ladies, it doesn't work at all. It's a new thought, but no, it's not flexible, not easy to implement, not convenient to implement. Okay. All right. Then I'll give you a second example where it is both innovative, that is novel, and also simple. Look at this. In metropolitan cities, it's common to have traffic jams, right? So therefore, what I advise is, instead of going on road from building to building, anyway, buildings are in the row, you jump from building to building and then go. What happens? Innovative, simple, looks like, but is not productive. Therefore, when it becomes a creative thought, yes, instead of the most commonly known jam-based roads, you take a small diversion into a small shortcut route, gully lane, and then connect in the next junction, after which normally traffic jam is less. Now, this is new, this is easy to implement, and this is also productive. All right. Okay. Yeah, then characteristic of students is creativity. Yes, let's see this before we move forward. A person with creativity has extraordinary ideas which others ordinarily could not think. They have strong will and perseverance. So don't think that God give me creative idea and you sit, it won't come. You go on thinking, producing, working, modifying, generating, correcting, all this should go. So therefore, the will, the strong will and the perseverance, consistency, continually trying. No, I have written 2 times exam, I did not pass, so therefore I'm not going to write this time. They are not going to clear the exam. That doesn't mean you go on writing, no. Definitely give a consistent, continuous 1 or 2 attempts if required when, but continue that preparation as well. All right. Okay. Willingness to be alone, because there's a new novel, unknown way. Not many are there with you. So you have to be alone for some time if required. They have own ability to direct their work. Yes, this is another, because it's your thought, innovative, you should work independently. They are curious to known the surrounding knowledge in more detail. So exploring the environment or surroundings. They make important decisions with confidence. They have perseverance and think independently without stress. They have emotional stability, good sense of humor. They have good remembering power, high memory power. They are engaged in their work consistently, perseverance or persistence or continuity. All right, the commitment, what we say. Okay, then let's see, before we move, 1 or 2 definitions of creativity. Don't bother to remember them, but try to understand the concept. The mixture of intelligence, personality, problem solving characteristics make creativity as well. Creating a new thing entirely or partially is creativity. Stagner and Karwasky. All right. Okay. Don't worry to by heart remember. I repeatedly say because that's not the part of CTET. But have an idea which of the following includes as a part of creativity: intelligence, personality, problem solving, all the above. Or below you will give 1, 2, 3, 4 options. 1 only, 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1, 2, 3, all the 4. This is kind of questions your CTET has a trend. So that's the reason I make the mention of these things, but don't worry to remember these others' names, and that's it. But if you are going for STET later, yes, at that time is better. Sometimes they are asking this kind of questions in STET, right? Then steps in the process of creativity, right? So as I said, as one of the characters, it doesn't happen all of a sudden. There are certain steps. Who gave Wallace? In 1926, Graham Wallace, Richard Smith wrote Art of Thought. According to it, creativity has 5 steps. Okay. Normally, these 4 steps you will find in all books, but they have said 5 steps. In number you remember like that. I'll tell you in the end what is the 5th step: the proof, verification, and generalization. They said. Okay, right. Number 1, preparation; 2, incubation; 3, elimination; 4, verification; and 5, generalization. All right. Now see, what is the preparation? The very first, if you want to come out, for example, the most commonly quoted example for creative invention is Archimedes' invention. Until then, the gold testing methods were, like traditional goldsmith test them. You scratch them, put them in the solution, and or melt them and then check. But now he has to come out with a new method. Then what to do first? Preparation, which includes collecting relevant information, gathering the tools and materials required, gathering the information required. So all this is a part of the first stage called preparation. Then second, incubation. After certain time of preparation, you feel like nothing progressing, nothing happening. It seems you are not going to get a solution. Nowhere in the near side the solution is there. There is no apparent progress. This is most commonly asked question. Which of the following phase of creativity? It appears that the solution is almost impossible. It seems there is no progress, apparent progress or observable progress in the process of creative work. Preparation, incubation, elimination, verification. What is this? Incubation. All right. But passively his mind still working on that. A second important, most commonly asked question on this: during which of the following phases the creative person seems left actively working on this and involves in the activities of his choice: drawing, art, singing, or spending time pass, looking at the nature. It happens during this phase called incubation. Actively is not working on that. It seems he has left temporarily, but his mind still working on that. At that phase somewhere, all of a sudden a thought will come, the aha moment, the eureka moment, which is known as illumination. Is also known as institution phase. Which of the following is known as institution phase? Is a Common question asked on this. During which of the following stage of creativity, sudden productive thought will emerge? Which of the following stage is known as insight into the problem solution takes place? So all that is illumination. And then fourth, for example, Archimedes got that eureka, he ran in the streets, it seems. But does he go to the king like that? No, definitely not, right? So he goes back to his laboratory, verified before he goes to, that is the verification, the fifth proof in this. At this stage, a new solution is attempted, providing that the solution is correct, and if necessary, new try is started for solution. If any correction needs, in chemistry, one popular example given here is your structure of the benzene, right? The horizontal, straight, vertical, like this, different kinds of chains were tried. But finally, all of a sudden, illumination has come when he was sleeping, the scientist was sleeping. It seems, historically, I have read in the book, what it says is, a snake biting its own tail. Then he thought, oh, why don't I put it in this round shape, not exactly a circle, but rather like this. So thus your benzene structure has emerged. But this has come, but initially they kept one hydrogen on all of these 6 corners, 6 vertex. But this was single bond has to be alternatively, either this or the second one, which is popularly known as same benzene ring with these 1, 3, 5 or 2, 4, 6 positions. If you are not very familiar with the benzene structure and those things, don't worry. My idea is, yes, verification will happen. With this, all the properties of benzene are satisfied. No. So therefore, what to do? You do those corrections and find out the alternate probable structure for the benzene as well. All right. Other popular management and social studies areas, innovative is said is your paste. We all know, right? There was a company, some company like Colgate, which is highly leading brand. That company sales increasing aimed seminar was happening, and the whole day they were doing brainstorming. One small tea supplier have been observing all this since the morning, and then in the evening, sometimes around 5, 6 before the meeting closed, he asked the organizers what is happening. And then they said, you don't understand, we big heads are breaking our heads to come out with some innovative solution to increase the sales. It's okay, what can you do? Then he said, sir, what is there? I'll tell you an idea, but how much do you give me? Then he said, what are you expecting? We have crores of turnover, millions of turnover. Money is not the question. If your idea is worth, it's creative, innovative, productive, useful, definitely whatever you ask, we will give you the money. Then it seems he said simply, can you increase the size of that your toothpaste tube outlet slightly? Then what happens? 1 month stock of your paste will be get finished in 15 days, 20 days. And then the customer will go and buy once again. As long as that tube is there, it's not exhaust, you don't buy the new one. How many strategies you use? Already you are a leading usage. Now here it is not a product, it's just a thought, but gave a innovative. Otherwise, advertising, schemes, decoration, package, tie up with other products are all known sales increasing strategies. But this person has given a innovative solution whereby things moves in that direction. All right. Okay. Then there are some creativity tests which are popularly known as Minnesota creativity test and remote association test. And these are what normally in your books appears: Wallace creative test, Torrance creative test. In Indian context, we have what is known as a PASI Test of intelligence. PASSI. PASSI is Indian psychologist who also has devised a creative test known as PASSI creative test. All right. Okay. So with this, I conclude here. And tomorrow also we'll have a session on this, combining all the three areas questions. That's on the inclusive education concept and children from diverse backgrounds, LDs, learning difficulties, children from learning difficulties and other impairments, and then the third, gifted and creative. So with which 4 sessions, some 4 to 5 marks, you do get 5 questions will be asked. In 4 sessions of approximately 45 minutes to 1 hour each, and we are covering 5 marks. I hope that's how we have designed this 100 plus hours of guidance for 100 plus marks out of your 115 CTET. Hope we are going through today. Almost we have just 1 month crossed, and 70 plus sessions, not hours, sessions we have presented so far. Our target definitely will be able to achieve, because another 15 days we have, but only up till 10th we are striving to complete this. From 11th to 15th, 5 days, I have an intensive only PYQs and MCQs based intensive program. And 5th, we are going to have a special session in which I am going to invite my friends and other people also who are going to contribute along with me. We'll announce you for 10 days intensive program, especially last 5 days, more of PYQs, and if any doubts comes from you, directly will take some of you through the Zoom at that time, so that on behalf of the others, they'll be asking face to face, and you also can join, and the early birds will get that opportunity. Okay, details I'll give you on the Sunday 5th special session. With this, thank you for joining us live, and we close it here, and see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. for the CDP live to be continued. But now you will have English session live casted with a different link. So we'll share the link in the WhatsApp and Telegram group. If you're not a member, consider to join immediately. Otherwise, directly you can visit my YouTube channel, Yakaiah Podupuganti, Inspiring Teachers, and click on the live link. You'll be able to join us. Thank you. See you tomorrow. In a couple of minutes, the next live session in English will continue. English madam has continued that role of grammar in English, and along with the MCQs. Yesterday she has given few previous years questions. She's going to give some more questions, and followed by role of grammar in English. All right. Thank you.